So sometimes it's just about comfort, right? Like I have a bed heater on my bed, I have my window open, I have a fan next to my I have like all these things next to me. We were going to talk about this last episode about taking action for sleep.
I'm constantly trying to biohack my sleep.
Yeah, same. So I was just going to share a few things that I do every day for my sleep to help do that. And I thought we'd all just share a few things and just share what we're doing to support our bodies during perimenopause or menopause.
No,
Like,
that's good.
No,
Good.
I just, because I'm in perimenopause, I thought it would be a good, I mean, we
Same,
have
and it's been on
women
my
of all
brain.
different age ranges, so.
Yep, it's been on my brain a lot lately. I've been dealing with a lot of perimenopause stuff, so
Yeah,
I'm
see the
happy
fat
to
in my face.
see the what?
Fat in my face. I can't lose weight right now. It will not come off.
Same. My weight just
Yep.
like yeah. So yeah, so I'm doing a lot of things.
I'm doing a lot of things and I'm planning to do a lot of things.
Yep. I'm with you there. It's very hard
All
for a
right, so
lot of
let's talk
reasons.
about some
Anyway,
sleep hacks. What you got?
okay. Sleep. Okay, so things that I've been doing for my sleep lately are that I wake up and go to bed at the same time every day, which is like I think pretty much the number one thing you can do for your sleep and just for your biorhythms with your body and just feeling better in general is just like always wake up at the same time and go to bed at the same time. For me, that's 6 a.m. and then I go to bed around between 9 and 10-ish p.m. And I know that's not doable for everybody, but then I get at least, I don't know, somewhere around 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which is what women need. We need slightly more sleep than our husbands. So it's okay if you need to sleep a little bit longer or go to bed earlier. The other thing that I do is always sleep in a dark room, no lights. And I try to use candlelight at night. We have little electric candles that we just turn on next to our bed while we're getting ready and stuff, which dims the lights and kind of helps your body recognize, oh, it's bedtime. And the other big thing for me is having a comfortable pillow to sleep on, because if I do not have a comfortable pillow to sleep on, I will toss and turn all night because it hurts my neck. Like there's all just, anyways, I can't sleep. So I have a side sleeper pillow that's special for people who sleep on their sides because I always sleep on my side and I love it. And if I forget to bring it with me, I have regrets immediately because I can't sleep without my pillow. So sometimes it's just about comfort, right? Like I have a bed heater on my bed, I have my window open, I have a fan next to my I have like all these things next to my bed that if it's too hot or too cold or whatever, then I can adjust so that I can fall asleep.
Good for you, Goldilocks.
I know, right? Like sometimes because we live in a tiny house and so sometimes it gets really hot in our tiny room because it's very small. And so I like to always have fresh air, but then I don't like to be too cold. So I have my blankets and my bed heater, but I like to sleep in a cool room. You know what I mean? So anyways, the cool room thing I think is pretty key as long as it's not too cold. But we keep it colder than the rest of our house so that we do sleep better and it gets warm in there over the night. We don't get overheated. So we do that. And then the other big thing is that I do a magnesium salt bath, probably at least once a week. But every time I take a hot magnesium salt bath before I go to bed, I always sleep better. So I think it's the magnesium. I think, especially at my age and going through perimenopause and things like that, like I just need the extra magnesium and I don't have any like restless leg or just kind of that restlessness that you have at night sometimes with the magnesium salt bath. And I do the magnesium body butter from Rebirth Body Butters from Leanne. If I don't take my bath, I do my magnesium body butter on my legs and it makes a huge difference. So those are my special sleep things that I do. What about you, Leanne?
So I agree 100% on the going to bed and getting up at the same time. And we actually do that all week. We don't turn the alarm on Saturdays. We turn the alarm on Sundays because we like going to the early church service. But Saturdays, we don't turn our alarm on, but we're usually still up between 5 and 6 every day. But we do also go to bed. So last week I missed the podcast because we were at my in-laws' house 2 nights in a row and stayed up till after midnight both nights. And I was done. I mean, I just can't function on that little sleep. And so My memory wasn't as good. I had forgotten that we were podcasting on Monday and I slept through. And so going to bed and getting up and having that circadian rhythm is very important to me. I read a book as I was doing all of my Alzheimer's research called Why We Sleep, and he really hones in on circadian rhythm and how important it is to make sure you're getting quality sleep. Another thing that I'm doing right now, because I'm really trying to hack my sleep, is, and I know it's probably not the best thing for me to do, but I do wear a Fitbit. I won't wear the Apple Watch because the Apple Watch, for a couple of reasons, it's been known to burn people's wrists and it stays connected to your phone all the time. This is not connected to my phone, all other than Bluetooth for stats. I don't have any notifications on it at all. So I wear this at night so that I can actually see what my resting heart rate is, what my REM is, what my deep sleep is. And that's it. It really helps me figure out where I want to make changes to try and get better deep sleep. And I'm actually starting to get up into the 2 hours plus of deep sleep, which has never happened. But one of the things that I've realized as a carnivore that really helps me sleep better is when I eat a lot of beef for dinner. If I have a heavy beef dinner, I sleep way better than if I have a heavy chicken dinner. So like last night I had chicken for dinner. I didn't sleep as well. Still,
Interesting.
yep, I did not sleep as well. And I also didn't get even 7 hours of sleep last night, where normally I would get close to 8. So I had more awake time in my sleep last night. I actually had to get up and use the restroom once and thought it was morning and it was like 11:30. I'd only been in bed for a couple of hours. So
Mm.
it was, last night was a very off night, but I also am first thing in the morning, as soon as the sun comes out, I usually try to go sit outside on my front porch and read the Bible, and no sunglasses, no glasses of any kind, and try to get light, fresh sunlight into my eyes. I have been seeing a lot of information on quality of sleep and
Yep.
that first morning hit of sunlight in your eyes. So on days that we're not recording, Tyler and I are now going to the beach and doing a walk on the pier to watch the sunrise and get that morning sunlight in our eyes to help us sleep better. So just those are some of my little hacks. And then there was one other thing I was going to share. Oh, the pillow is a big deal too. I use the My Pillow. It's the most comfortable pillow. I love that thing. And then the cold room. I cannot sleep hot. That was another thing. I was hot last night. I cannot sleep hot. So my room has to be pretty cold. I think those are my big. Oh, and then the one thing, so there's two things that I'm trying to incorporate into my daily, and that's more walking outside because I'm at a desk all day long and I don't walk enough. More walking. I'm trying to go for short walks every day, which I've not been very consistent with. And I really want to boost that starting today. And then I want to get some blue blockers because we do the same thing. We have the smart lights that change color at night and get dimmer, kind of like candlelight.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, but I want to get some blue blockers because I'm still trying to build a business, and the only time I can do that is at night. And so I'm on my computer usually until shortly before bed, and I'd like to get some blue blockers to try and get that blue light out of my eyes after, whatever time, 5, 6 o'clock. So that's my sleep hacks right now. What a perfect place to pause and for you to listen to me tell you about the Christian Women's Health Collective. We have a health collective that is a membership group. It is for ladies only. So if you're a gentleman listening to this podcast, I'm sorry you're not invited. But for you ladies, we would love to have you join us. What you get in the membership group is early access to all of our podcasts. Plus, you get additional podcasts that we don't publish. You also get access to recipes and challenges that we've done in the past and anything coming up in the future, which we do most of our challenges in the fall and winter. We also have all of us have individual specialities. For instance, I am a brain health coach. I am an Alzheimer's prevention specialist. I am a keto and carnivore coach. I've taken supplement coaching courses and gotten a certification in that. So that's where I put my focus into nutrition and health and wellness. Sherry is a functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner, and she is fabulous with things like hormone balance and inflammation and reading blood work and all kinds of really cool things. And so we put lots of information in there around those specialities. Then we have Brienne, who does, she's a fasting coach, but she doesn't just talk to you about fasting from a health perspective, which obviously we need to be doing, but she talks about fasting from a biblical perspective, which is something that most people don't think about, and except for holidays. So Brienne is a phenomenal resource for understanding the health benefits of fasting as well as the biblical benefits of fasting. And then Julie is our grief coach. So if you have suffered through anything terribly traumatic in your life and you are dealing with some grief that you can't let go of, that's what Julie does. She actually hosts retreats around the country, and she is just growing like crazy with her grief coaching. But then on the other side of that, she's also a kidney disease survivor. So she is a kidney disease health coach as well. So we have such a phenomenal level of expertise in our group, and there's tons of valuable information. There are opt-in downloadables that are free. You are missing out if you're not in that group. And let me tell you this, it's $7 a month. That is it, $7 a month. And if you want a little bit of a break, it's $70 a year. So if you get an annual subscription, you save 2 months or you get 2 months for free. So you have nothing to lose, and you're not tied to it. So if you decide you don't want it, you can back out. I would encourage you, if you're not sure, that you do a monthly subscription so you're not stuck paying the $70, but you'll want to pay it. We're awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to my commercial, and now back to our program. How do you sleep, Sherry?
Well, I can say that I do not go to bed at the same time every night. But I would say that that is probably a really good idea, and wake up at the same time, because I'm teaching classes at different times on different days. So sometimes I'm getting up at 5:45, sometimes I'm getting up at 6:10. Otherwise I get up at 7. So mine fluctuates. And is that better? Probably not. It probably would be better if I got up at 5:45 every day, but I am not an early morning rising person. So that doesn't happen. To me, a lot of times it's about getting enough sleep. So I will adjust. If I can't get to bed earlier for some reason, then I will adjust what time I wake up and make sure I get a longer period of time of sleep. I think one of the most important things, and if you have children, you probably already know this, but just having a routine that tells your body it's time to go to bed. And I am very routine oriented, period. And so that nighttime routine that I have is, I take a shower at night, and I have done that my whole life, but that is part of my wind down. And so there's certain things I will do. And I do have an alarm set in the evening that says, basically I do one thing, and then it should set off the let's go to bed now, routine. And I've moved it earlier. So my goal is to get to bed earlier. And so that it is, I can tell you it's not easy with somebody, when you have somebody that does not go to bed earlier and they stay up till 2 a.m. So that makes it really not easy. And sometimes, get woken up when they do decide to go to bed. So one of the things that I do, I don't have the lights that do the dimming thing, but I love, I have the salt lamps, and those give a really nice glow. And so I have them in every room, and they're on all the time, and they help with allergies. So those are that's what I use instead of turning on the, light overhead, or even lamps or whatnot. And then my phone will adjust to the day night. So it's not putting out as much white light, blue light, perhaps. I do have blue blockers. Probably need to reinstitute those again. I haven't used them in a bit. My computer, I have the Flux on, which is an app that will change the amount of how bright it is. I've heard different things about it being good, bad, whatever, but I've used it for years, and I'm not on my computer a lot at night. So more my phone than not. But a lot of times I'm not even looking at my phone, I'm listening to something. So, and it could be the Bible, because I do listen to the Bible at night, part of my wind down. And I'm trying to think, what else do I do? I mean, through the day, I'm barefoot all day long. My house is either stone, tile, or terrazzo in most rooms. So I am actually grounding throughout the day by having my bare feet on those stone.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it being grounding. Yay me.
Yeah.
Do it
So yeah,
I didn't realize
I'm
it.
barefoot like all the time. And one of my things too is going out in the morning. Am I there for the sunrise? No, I'm not. But I am out in the sun, and I have my feet on the pavers on my pool, which are also stone. So my understanding with the grounding, and I've heard different things, but it's really just touching something from nature, and it could be just holding onto a plant, and you will get the grounding effects from that. That I heard from a grounding expert. So I'm believing it. And that people have had health changes because of that. Cold, yes. I also keep it cold, and my husband complains. But it's only like 74 degrees. It's not like over the top crazy in the 60s.
Hot.
Yeah, I would say
No.
that's pretty warm.
Well, so again, my house is terrazzo, which is the stone. My walls are plaster, and 74 degrees is actually very cool in our house because it's 78 during the day, and that is quite, it's very comfortable. So, and dark. Yeah, I did finally get the shades that make it darker, and they're not the darkest ones. So when you go out there and you look for them, make sure you get the really dark ones, because they're not as dark as they could be. I have blinds behind them, and sometimes you can see that behind them. So yeah, I think those are a lot of the things that I do, and to help with better sleep. And I do sleep through the night, and I don't wake up generally to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rare occasion when I wake up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same. But I think I just want to.
Than it used to be.
Hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention a couple of reasons why sleep is so important, especially for those of us with hormone imbalances or difficulty losing weight or brain fog or just exhaustion during the day. Like it's sleep is important for improving all of those things, for improving your brain health, improving your hormone health, improving your gut health, improving every part of your body. You need sleep and you need rest, and prioritizing sleep is one of the best things that you can do for your health. Is just sleeping and resting. So sleep, get good sleep. And if you have a sleep hack, we would love to know. You should share it in the comments.
Yeah.
You should let us know.
Yeah. It's actually, as a functional nutrition lifestyle practitioner, sleep is one of the first things that we do work on and help dial that in, because it is important. And if you do want to lose weight, you want to get good sleep, because otherwise it can kick up your cravings.
Yep.
It also creates issues with brain fog, like Leanne was saying. She wasn't like able to think as well.
Yeah.
So,
and that was just from 2 nights of having odd sleep. I mean, pardon the term, but I am a Nazi about my sleep. Like, I don't engage in things that would decrease my sleep. So as an Alzheimer's prevention expert, that's also the main thing for preventing Alzheimer's is quality sleep, which is another reason why I track my sleep, because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything to prevent it, since I'm predisposed to it. So,
yeah.
All right.
The other week, I had to get up like 3 times in the middle of the night because I was caring for someone else's newborn puppies and stuff. And the next day, I was an absolute wreck. I could barely function. I was like, how did I do this when I was a mom with young kids? Like, I don't even remember how I survived, honestly.
I think
because
it created that ability during motherhood, but that's it.
That's what I think too. But like, because it completely derailed me. Like, I have not missed that much sleep in a long time. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And same thing with having our daughter home for the summer. Of course, she wants to stay up late and chat and watch movies and stuff. And so that kind of like threw off my sleep rhythms a little bit. So we know you're occasionally going to have times where that's going to happen, but just try to get back on track the next few days or into the rest of the week, and it will improve how you feel exponentially.
Yes.
But I think the one thing that I wanted to touch on that Leanne that you were saying too, and Sherry, is just like being able to move your body during the day and get sunlight so that your body knows A, that it's daytime, and B, if you're exercising during the day or getting some kind of movement in, it doesn't really matter what it is, you're tireder at night, so you will sleep better. Then you will have more energy the next day. It's one of those good, positive reinforcement circles, right? If you get movement during the day with your body, you'll be more tired, you'll sleep better, and then you'll wake up the next day with more energy to do those things over again. So just think about that you're positively reinforcing your body.
Yes, and that's that. Now that you've said that, it reminded me that cortisol. So your cortisol is your stress responder hormone. It's always elevated in the morning. So as soon as you go get the sunlight in your eyes, it tells your cortisol, okay, you can start to reduce now because it's daytime. So it's kind of part of that body clock that we have. But another thing that people tend to do is exercise after work or eat a bunch of sweets after dinner or something like that, which will also elevate cortisol because your body's responding to that insulin resistant, that stress that you're providing on it. So cortisol being elevated at night will also create less sleep. If you're in a very high stress situation, which, so many people are in this current world that we live in, finding ways to reduce your stress throughout the day and keep your cortisol lowered, because what happens is it's super elevated in the morning, and then as you go through the day it will decrease so that your melatonin will kick in at night. But if you have high cortisol at night, melatonin won't kick in and your body will produce it naturally. You don't need it exogenously if you are balancing your cortisol through the day. So that's a whole other podcast we can do at a later time, but just something to look into.
Yeah, I thought of one other thing too. Remove your phone or put it on airplane mode. That is something else that I do. So I do use mine for an alarm every morning, and I have a Faraday bag, which I put it in when I go to bed. I put it on airplane mode and I stick it in the Faraday bag. So it is not transmitting back and forth from the Wi-Fi or it hooking up Bluetooth to anything. It is in the bag, and I've taken an EMF reader to it, and you can't. There's nothing that comes out of it. So if you do have to have it for your alarm, put it in a Faraday bag, put it on airplane mode, and otherwise it will disrupt your sleep. It absolutely will.
Yes. Tyler turns his off at night and keeps it in the bedroom, but I put mine in the kitchen, and we have a daylight alarm clock that we use that gets brighter in the mornings. But we'll put a link to a Faraday bag in the show notes if you're interested, if you have to use your phone in your bedroom, because they are very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
I think I might switch to one of those, Sherry. I never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Huh?
I said that's a great sleep tip.
Yeah. Yeah. EMFs are a huge sleep interrupter.
Another podcast for another time.
Yeah. You'll have to put your tinfoil hat on for that podcast.
Woo!
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you got some good ideas, and we would love to hear your good ideas on what you do for sleep. If you are struggling with sleep and you would be interested in finding out ways to get better sleep, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, or come join us in the Christian Women's Health Collective membership. We would love to see you there. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with all of your friends and family to help boost our algorithm and get the message out there that we are out here to help you help yourselves. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.